Saints and the Buccaneers with their game on Sunday night. There was a lot of anticipation for this game, which did not necessarily deliver. What happened to Tampa, and talk about that game?
I'm just shocked it was a blowout, to be honest. I sat there watching the first half, and I'm just thinking this isn't the same New Orleans side we've watched. They're moving the ball, they're throwing it downfield rather than these 2-yard checkdowns to Kamara. They looked like an offense. They look like the offense that we've seen over the last 2-3 years, not the same offense we've seen in 2020, which is surprising when you consider kind of Tampa Bay's hype around them, and they do have a very good defense. Tampa Bay has proven this year that they have a very good defense when they have protection from the offense and when they're getting support. Something they haven't had much of recently, with Jameis Winston kind of being inconsistent, keeping them on the field, throwing picks left, right, and center. I just don't know how that the scoreline turned out to be a 38-3 game. It was one of those things that was hard to predict. Tampa Bay came in as a favorite, and the way the Saints came in to Tampa Bay and blew them out, it was something you didn't really expect. It's almost like Dallas-Pittsburgh. It's just something you did not expect to happen.
Yeah, since you just mentioned like Dallas-Pittsburgh, I'm gonna say again, like this game was definitely an anomaly for the Buccaneers. Like you aren't going to see them play like this.
Especially Tom Brady. When have you ever seen Tom Brady get blown out?
Yeah, exactly. Like any team Tom Brady, even if they lose, he'll put up the offensive numbers usually, but this game just wasn't there. And like, I mean, it could be that the offense is out of sync because they just brought in Antonio Brown, and like there's a different offense than it was a few weeks ago, and that could make an effect to it, like being in like a adjustment period to this new offense. But I think just what happened was the Saints defense kind of just did everything right against the Buccaneers. They covered the Brady's weapons. They closed the pocket until Brady didn't have much time. And they've done something that they've been struggling the offensive in certain areas themselves. They've outperformed the Buccaneers offense and against that defense, which isn't necessarily easy thing to do. So I think everything just went right for the Saints. In turn, everything just kind of went wrong for the Buccaneers.
I mean, I don't remember a time Tom Brady got. I don't remember a time where Tom Brady looked as bad as he did, and the whole team just had nothing from the get-go. I mean, for 4 quarters, that game was not close. It was over after one. It's hard to explain that result when you look at the history and the career of Tom Brady.
And like I said,
I don't know, what else to say about that game, because it's such an outlier in the career of Tom Brady. It's hard to kind of analyze what went wrong.
Do you think it's because he's now older and like?
No, because I mean,
dried out, or because he's on a new team.
But he's been in his 40s for a while. I think part of it is you don't have Belichick, so I think obviously he makes everyone look good. Bill Belichick. I mean, look, he made Cam Newton look better than he really is. Cam Newton's playing well, and he's the reason why the Patriots have 3 wins. But the Patriots are a horrible team this year. They have a lot of young guys. They're paying everyone. They have no one on their salary. They're paying people nothing, and Bill Belichick has them playing competent football. Unlike a team like the Jets, the Jaguars, or the Texans. Belichick he always makes them England compete, and when you look back at the last 20 years of Tom Brady and Bill Belichick, you understand why they were so good, because they had great defenses, great O-lines. Tom Brady all the time in the world, he was picking whatever pass he needed to do. They made each other great, and it's you obviously will take some kind of step back when you don't have the greatest coach of all time in your corner. Rich Arians is a very good coach, but no one is Bill Belichick. And we've seen good performances of Tampa Bay, but we've also seen some games that we kind of say, this doesn't really look like Tom Brady in his prime, in his peak, and we never really saw that in New England. Because he always looked great. He always was able to do his thing. He never was that challenged New England. He was very comfortable. So now he's maybe a little bit outside of his comfort zone, not being in Foxborough.
And I think at this point in his career, we're not going to really see that comfortable Tom Brady, like his New England self, again in Tampa Bay. As much as weapons as he has, he's not going to be not being that same system that Belichick built. It's going to be definitely different for the way he plays the game. But then again, it's different for Patriots too, because like now Belichick, they almost lost to the Jets on Monday night, and like the offense hasn't looked as great near, even though like even with Cam Newton still isn't the Cam Newton that he used to be, and I think it shows that people always argued, oh, who carried like each other, was it Belichick or Brady? I think honestly they needed each other. Belichick needed a quarterback as disciplined as Tom Brady was, and Brady needed a system built like the way Belichick built one.
Yeah, I mean, like everyone has Tampa Bay pegged in as Super Bowl favorites, but I don't think it's gonna be that easy for them. I think without having the genius of Bill Belichick, I think there'll definitely be some issues come playoff time with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
I'll be honest, I never had Buccaneers predicted to go Super Bowl. Like I never really had. I knew that they would be a good team. I knew that they would be a playoff team. I just never had them being a Super contenders. I just don't think in playoff time they could kind of go all the way with that team. I don't think Brady has the same like. He just isn't the player he was in New England. As simple as that. And you need that New England Tom Brady to go to the Super Bowl.
I'm in agreement with you 100%. I don't disagree with that fact.